Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. So how do we become like little children? With one foot in mysticism and one in psychology, I took this Bible quote to heart and began my healing journey 20 years ago after I studied transaction analysis as part of becoming a professional life coach. Transaction analysis is a theory about how we relate and communicate in 3 different roles: as a parent, as an adult, or as a child. 3 roles we should alternate between. Here is what I've learned that helped me. To heal our inner child, we must become our own best parent. And when we do, we will experience more joy and wonder, we become more creative, we can get our true needs met, we feel more authentic, and we make more wholesome decisions. This becomes our rewards. Who is your inner child? Your inner child is your childlike spirit, your inner spirit, your child self, and who you were before you became traumatized. A part of ourself can become lost or go into hiding after we experience something traumatic growing up. Reclaiming and integrating this part enables us to heal. There are 3 steps to find your inner child to experience the sensation of your own spirit. First, you need to reconnect with a time and place when you remember being happy as a child, maybe through photos or to actual travel to that place. After you've done so, you also need to reconnect with the time and place when you were traumatized and understand your fears that arose during that particular time. You do this by traveling through your own memory lane, through your journals, or simply maybe through therapy. And third, you ask your inner child for forgiveness for abandoning him or her and letting these bad things happen. Asking for forgiveness is crucial. Then it's time for you to create your own best self. We do this by aligning our 4 levels in a way that creates the optimum conditions for us to heal, physically, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. And what it's all about is to give yourself what your parents didn't. And you can do this by beginning something called breath work or getting some lomi massage. Together can enable you to find a way to push through whatever resistance you've had and to locate that sense of spirit within you. The physical conditions you need is to make your body and home into a safe haven. Eat well and avoid foods that you didn't like growing up. To sleep well and maybe let a small lamp be lit if needed if you were afraid of the dark when you grew up. You need to enjoy time outdoors, exploring a forest, or maybe pick seashells at the seashore if you live by the ocean. Most of all, you need to walk slower so you can experience your surroundings just like you did when you were a child. You can express yourself through art, and you can of course have a favorite snack in the afternoon. To welcome your inner child back with intellectual conditions, you need to read, watch, or listen to something that is fun. You need practice presence and being patient with yourself. Try learning something new and let curiosity lead you. You can look up something that you don't understand or ask someone with a real inquiry, the inquisitive way that children do. And of course, you need to ask your inner child before making any decisions. Setting the emotional conditions include to hug a stuffed animal that you used to like when you were young, or a new bought one that reminds you of that one. And therethrough, when you hug these stuffed animals, you hug yourself, you hug your inner child. You cry when you need to, and you express your feelings. And most of all, you need to find a sense of self-compassion. You set firm boundaries towards others and towards unfairness. You take time out when you need to, and you connect with others through playfulness. When it comes to the spiritual conditions, it's of course important to pray for healing and support and to believe in mysteries and miracles. Some things simply can't be explained, but simply just experienced. You need to realign yourself with your ancestors to feel that you have your own history behind you and your future towards you, and walking on that same path that they did in a way that continues their work with honor, as well as forming new ways of doing things that you feel is better, improving what they did as well as what you would like to do. You exercise care towards yourself and others, and you dare to be soulful. Most of all, approach life with non-judgment. When you feel reconnected with your healed inner child, you can bring him or her into the world by practicing awareness of your three selves, your three roles in your communication and relationships, your child, adult, and parent, according to transaction analysis. You can pursue your passion with purpose. You can integrate your three levels of consciousness, your subconscious, your conscious, and your higher consciousness with more awareness and practice. And you can, of course, support others in their healing and remember that they too have an inner child. And most of all, remember, everything is a work in progress and a continuing process. If you'd like to learn more about my journeys, which became both inner and outer, you can find that in my books. In The Call for Divine Harmony, Finding Pearls of Wisdom, I first went to Germany to dance and read children's books, just like I had when I was 4 and lived a semester in Heidelberg. And then I went to Portugal, where I had felt blessed on a vacation some years prior and remember looking very happy in old photos as a toddler. While at the time struggled to survive, I also found and experienced profound joy. And how all this became is what you can find in my books. And you can also find more about me on my webpage, Telluselle.com, or send me an email if you like at aloha@telluselle.com. We all have an inner child.